Hello everyone, it is Sage. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make soy yogurt from scratch. So we're going to be making the milk, we're going to be adding the probiotics or the little starter pack, and we're going to be using an Instapot to make the yogurt itself. So let's go. Okay, for this first step, what you need to do is soak your soybeans overnight. So I've already soaked these. They've actually been soaking for about 2 nights, so they are extra moist now. So what we're gonna do is strain these. I am using an extra fine strainer. We're just gonna strain all of the liquid out. I'm gonna give them a rinse too. Okay, and then we're going to add the soybeans and 8 cups of water to the blender. Now my blender, the max is 8 cups, so I'm gonna do this in halves so I don't explode everything. So I'm just gonna add about half the beans. I'm gonna just give them a little pulse just like this. Just to get them loose. And then I'm gonna add the 4 cups of water. I would use filtered water. The water in my tap is filtered. We have like one of the under the sink filter things that we installed ourselves because we're plumbers. Yeah, so use filtered water if you can. If not, I don't know, that's probably fine. Yeah, so we're gonna blend this for a bit, and then we'll just do the other half. Yeah. Okay, so I have blended it for a long time and I'm going to strain it into this container here. So I've already tried to make this yogurt twice before, but third time is the charm, and I'm doing it on camera, so that means it'll work. I made a few mistakes. One of the mistakes, well, I don't know exactly why it didn't work out. There was a bunch of things. The first thing is I was very new to my Instapot, so when we get to the Instapot part, I'll show you how to set the settings correctly, because there were some settings that I didn't understand how to have them. They were just like, anyway, I'll show you. But the other thing is that this blender was dirty, and so we just had the food processor, and I blended it in the food processor, and it definitely looked way different than this does right now. So I have higher hopes for this round. Yeah. So the first step I would say is to make sure that you're blending it in a blender, not a food processor, because that made a huge difference. Because last time it didn't look so milky, which makes sense because it's milk. But yeah. Second round.
Bean milk.
When you milk those beans. Okay, so the next step after we've blended the milk is to actually cook it. So all milk when you're making yogurt needs to be heated up, but this soy milk is raw right now, so it needs to be cooked for a bit and then cooled, and then we add the starter. But so this is one of the first mistakes that I made last time. The yogurt button here on this Instapot. This Instapot is 6 quarts, by the way. So the yogurt button, it has a setting where it'll heat up the milk for you, and then it'll have a setting where it'll keep it at a temp for like 15 hours for it to like incubate. I don't know if incubate's the right word, but I'm using it. Some people were saying on Reddit, because I was reading a lot because my yogurt didn't work the 2 times I made it, but I also remade it with the same milk, so that's probably why the second time didn't make it. Anyway, the yogurt button to heat up the milk sometimes doesn't get it to the temp that it needs to be. So someone was saying that you can just use the saute and heat up the milk that way. So that's what I'm gonna do to give this a cook. Add the milk straight in here. And then we're just gonna do saute. So I'm just gonna do normal now to just get it boiling. It's gonna boil for like 3 to 5 minutes, and you're gonna stir it to make sure it doesn't get stuck on the bottom, and then it is going to simmer for another 15 minutes. So then the soy milk is cooked. So that's what we're gonna do now. Cook the soy milk. Alright, so how you set up your Instant Pot for the saute is you're just gonna click the saute button down here, and you'll see how it goes to more. If you click it again, it'll do less, and it'll do normal. The saute needs the lid off, so that's why it's telling me that. So that's how you do that one. Okay, so the milk is boiling, and now I'm going to just keep skimming off this white foamy bits. I don't know why, the recipe just says to do it, so I'm just following it. I guess I could look it up. I don't know. Okay, so now that the milk has been cooking, it's been heated, we are kind of done making the milk, and now we're on to the yogurt part. So the milk needs to be heated to 180 to 200 Fahrenheit. So grab a food thermometer and let's give this a reading. It's 203, so that's perfect. You could probably, actually, you can cook this milk just on the stove if you want to. But I wanted to do it in here because it's less dishes, and it's pretty much just less dishes. It took a long time, but it's done now. So we need this to cool to 110. So you can just take the inside portion out and like leave it out on your counter for a couple hours, but I don't have that much time because I don't want to wait that much time. So we are going to take it out and pop it in the sink, and then fill the sink up with cold water, and put some ice packs in there to make it really cold. Okay, into the sink. Okay, now I'm just gonna fill it up, not all the way up, but some up with cold water. Just so that it's really cold. So while that is doing that, I'm gonna open up this starter and show you that, but come back and check this like every 5 minutes, and once it's like quite close, like every minute, because it needs to be the exact temperature. It's kind of picky. So I just put that all in, and mine is already reading 144, so it went from 203 to 144 in a pretty quick amount of time, so you have to keep an eye on it. Okay, so for my yogurt, I'm gonna use this vegan yogurt starter culture. So I don't eat dairy, it doesn't agree with me, but you could do this same recipe minus like making the milk part with dairy milk, and it works the same. You can get these on Amazon. We got ours at a local like organic market here. Part of the reason why mine didn't turn out last time is because I added it when it was too hot. So the recipe that I'm following says like 115 to 110, but this packet itself says 110. So I'm gonna follow that specifically because I guess this starter needs that temperature. So I am making 8 cups, so I'm gonna need 2 of these packets. Yeah, this is my step 1. I just bought like another step 1. Plan A, oh my goodness, this is plan A. For the yogurt to get it started. The other plan is I did buy some plain coconut yogurt, and so if this doesn't work, which it will, but if it didn't, I could take half a cup of that and use that in replacement as the starter, and once this is ready to go, I will take half a cup of this yogurt and freeze it and use that next time as my starter. So it's kind of like sourdough and kombucha. Once you get it going, you just keep going. So yeah, I'm gonna check the temperature, and I always recommend stirring it all around and then checking the temperature just so that it's all like equal, even. Okay, it's at 111, so I'm gonna take it out and put it in here, and then it's probably gonna heat up a little bit more because this is still hot, so we're just gonna wait till it kind of comes to temp. Make sure you dry your pot thing really good. No water is supposed to be on the inside of this. So. Alright, I'm gonna put this in here and take the temp. So it was telling me like 107, but now it's slowly going up. Yeah, now it's back up to 111, so now it's 112. The reason why you need this milk to be at a certain temperature is if it's too hot, it can kill the bacteria or is it bacteria or probiotics? Whatever. The starter might die if you put it in when it's too hot. So, which is similar to kombucha, and I will do a video on that later. We are 1 degree away. I'm going to get the packets ready. I think this is where I went wrong. So like I said last time, I tried it with the milk and then it didn't work because of a bunch of things. The second time I added it in, I had the inner liner just on the table, and then I added it in and then I put it in here, and this was probably too hot, so it probably... Okay, the camera got overheated just as I was talking, which is funny. I don't know what I was saying. Let me check the temperature hold on here. I'm now adding 2 packets to the 110 Fahrenheit soy milk. Okay, now all of the hard part is done. Now we're just gonna set the timer for 15 hours. So do this in the evening, and it will go overnight, and in the morning you will have lovely, thick soy yogurt. For the yogurt setting, you're going to find the yogurt button here. Not all Instant Pots have the yogurt button, so you can push it once and it'll be the normal. This is the setting that I use for 15 hours. If you push it again, it'll go to more, and that'll be that boil setting. And this is the less one. It also is probably just at a lower temperature, so that is how you set up your Instant Pot for yogurt. Hello everybody, good morning. It is the next day. Our yogurt is finished and we have no stove and there's plants on the counter. We are getting a new fridge and stove today, and so the kitchen is a bit of a mess, and I decided to make yogurt at this time. So yeah, that's what's happening. I haven't opened this up yet and I'm very excited, so I wanted to do it on camera with you guys. Let's see. So it's been 15 hours for this. Ooh, it definitely got thicker. It will solidify more in the fridge, so that is awesome. But yeah, it's a lot better than last time. I've heard that the first few times you make yogurt, it's kind of like and then it gets better eventually and more thicker and firmer. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Definitely not like Greek yogurt thickness, but once it cools in the fridge, it'll be great. So I'll show you guys. Okay, so you can see that it's thicker. You know, it's like definitely something. Definitely something, you guys. I'm gonna save about a half a cup of this as starter for my next batch. There's also like a bit of water on the top of it, and I am supposed to get rid of that. I'm not sure how. I guess just scooping it out. Okay, I'll do that, and then I'll get the starter. Okay, so here we have it for yogurt. So this is the starter for next time. This is just gonna go in the freezer, and then everything else will go in the fridge and solidify more. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's more solidified, because now that I've mixed it around to get this out of here, it is quite watery, but you can tell it's yogurt. And it smells, definitely it has a little bit of a soury, like tangy scent to it. So yeah, fresh yogurt, we did it. Good job. Hello everyone, it is the next day. New stove, very fancy schmancy. We're here about yogurt. I was editing this video today and I was like, I never came back and showed you guys what it looks like. I was looking back on the footage, and when I first started scooping it out, it's like quite thick, the yogurt. It's definitely still thick, but it's also quite watery now. So I'm just gonna open this up. I did read that people say the first few times the yogurt is quite watery and it's more like kefir or kefir the first few times till the probiotics get kind of stronger. This is like my old filming angle. If you've seen any of my old videos, you know that this is the counter space where I used to film a lot. Anyway, yogurt. So you can see it's like, it's definitely runny, but it's got some thickness to it. This top is watery, kind of see that. But if you like dig deeper, then it's like this thicker kind of thing. You know what I should do? Is freaking taste it. I'm gonna add a little dabble of maple syrup because this is plain. So as you saw, like when you stir it, it gets more watery because I guess the like watery stuff is mixed in with the stuff. It's my third time, and this is the first time it actually like worked out into something. So anyway, I'm gonna eat it. I like that. That's actually really good. Yeah, it has that like bittery tanginess of yogurt. I haven't had real as in like cow yogurt, sure, whatever, in a really long time. So I don't know what that tastes like, but this has like the tang to it. It's yogurt. I'm gonna keep doing this recipe, and each batch will get stronger and stronger, and then one day I'll show you guys real thick ass yogurt. Okay, cheers, and I'll see you next time. Bye.